Okay, we got to stop with the glazing here. Look, I'm not a hater of Paige Bueckers whatsoever, but putting her on the page of why the WNBA has grown so much is misleading, especially when you look at the attendance this year. The team with the highest average attendance at home is the Golden State Valkyries. Now, if you know anything about Golden State in their past for basketball, the Warriors would sell out crowds all the time. No matter where they place in the standings, no matter how good or bad their seasons were, the fans showed up day in and day out. So I'm not surprised that the fans in Golden State are supporting the Valkyries. Without the Valkyries, the attendance in the WNBA is not growing. And then you look at the second team right behind them, no surprise, the Indiana Fever. Then you have the New York Liberty, the Sparks, the Storm, the Mercury, the Aces, the Lynx, Sky, Connecticut Sun, and then you have the Dallas Wings. They're almost dead last. Below them is the Mystics and Atlanta Dream. Here's the thing, the Wings doesn't have a huge stadium. The Atlanta Dream has a smaller stadium, and they sell out their games. And it's like, okay, you have Paige Bueckers, we get it. But the only reason why they're ahead of those teams because the Fever came to play them and the Aces as well. You could say the Connecticut Sun because, she's played Connecticut. But outside of that, the Wings don't sell out their attendance. So putting Paige Bueckers on here, I understand you're trying to push her, but save her for the right opportunities. Because when you're watching her, people think like she gets a special whistle. She gets calls that don't seem very fair. That's why Sophie Cunningham was talking about, look, like I understand you want to, call the game tight, but let's be consistent on both sides of the ball. And when Paige Bueckers is getting these phantom calls or these, situations where it's like, okay, there's like 5 of them against the Fever where it looked like it wasn't a foul at all, and she got the call. That's where you're like, okay, is there some favoritism going on, some glazing? And this is like the situation with A'ja Wilson, where phenomenal player, but people don't like her personality. And if the league is not careful here, where they're just trying to push somebody down your throat, then that's going to be something you're not going to like. And Paige Bueckers talented, and she does need to shoot better from the 3. Like I think Citron could have a strong case to win Rookie of the Year. I know Paige Bueckers had 44 points last night, but right now the Mystics, if you're looking at the standings, they have more wins, and Citron does contribute to that. I know she's averaged a little bit less points, but she's shooting just as well from the field and shooting much better from 3. So Paige Bueckers is not a good 3-point shooter. Something she's got to work on. And look, she's a scorer, and she can play make, but she's so young. And I'm not putting her ahead of Caitlin Clark. No way. No way at all. That's just crazy talk. Look, I get what she's doing. It's good to have young talent like Citron and Paige Bueckers because that brings more talent to this league. You got to embrace these young players. But when it comes to the glazing, it's just a bit much, in my opinion. And again, yeah, I agree. Why is Paige the face of this article? The Paige Wings can't get over 7K fans to attend her home games and her away games as no additional ticket sale. There's only one player and one team that has caused teams to move to larger arenas that have a 1.5 million plus TV viewership. Exactly. Why not have Aaliyah Boston or Kelsey Mitchell or the Indiana Fever, or even like the Golden State Valkyries? They have contributed more to the growth of the WNBA. I would have been fine with Sabrina Ionescu or Breanna Stewart. They just won the championship last year. I mean, hello, why not put them up there? They're 3rd in attendance. So, like, I would have gone with one of those 3 teams and point out how they're helping you grow the WNBA. Like, Golden State is a big basketball town, and I am not surprised whatsoever to see them at the top. And right now, the Valkyries are 18 and 17. Like, they're not at the top of the conference, but they sell out their games because fans love basketball in Golden State. And they deserve a lot of credit for how the attendance has shifted this year. And, there's a month left in the season. They finally broke the attendance record. But to have Paige Bueckers here is just false advertisement. Like, give credit to where credit is due to the right teams, right? The expansion team, you got to understand, they're in Golden State. So that's why you see such a increase. And it was a good idea to put them in Golden State. I'm going to give them credit for that. But yeah, the women play a better brand true basketball than the men. Okay, let's stop that. And Wings even selling out games. Yeah, I just don't understand why you have somebody up there where their team doesn't even sell anything. So now this is, let me give you the actual update for the attendance. So here's the data of all the teams right now for attendance. Valkyries number 1. As you can see, the Dallas Wings all the way down here, number 11, below the Connecticut Sun. So again, we can talk about Paige Bueckers, but The WNBA just needs to learn how to market things correctly. If you're going to talk about attendance, you could have done a graphic with like the top 3 teams, the Fever, the Liberty, and the Valkyries. I wouldn't just put one player on this. I think those teams deserve credit for helping grow the attendance. Because again, the Liberty are out there at 16,000, 425. That's what it says here. They average that in attendance, and the Fever at 16,746, and then the Valkyries at 18,000. That's pretty impressive. And Caitlin Clark has barely played this year, and the Fever fans are still showing up. Shout out to y'all supporting your team when things aren't going your way this year. It's been a tough season for the Fever with injuries. I know there's been some very questionable calls out there, and the league needs to get it together with the refs. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that situation whatsoever. The refs in the WNBA need to get better. They need to find some fresh blood or get some training, whatever it may be, and just be more consistent with your calls, and you're not going to have these problems. Because I'm telling you right now, if there's a key player that gets knocked out of the playoffs over a dirty play, it is the league's fault for not enforcing the rules, getting the refs to get the game under control. So, yeah, that's my spiel on the refs. But there's no shade on Paige Bueckers. But, yeah, we're not trying to see somebody in this article or this post, I should say, when it's misleading and there's actual teams who've helped grow the league. Like, Paige Bueckers is great, but I didn't see the same hype I saw from like a Caitlin Clark and even like an Angel Reese because there's a narrative behind that. Caitlin Clark got more buzz, but you get what I'm saying. Like, Paige Bueckers played for Connecticut, but I was like, okay, cool. I didn't care. Awesome. Look, she's talented. Not taking anything away from her. She'll probably win Rookie of the Year. You can make a case for Citron. She's been balling as well. But I just want the facts to be the facts. That's the main thing. Is like, look, Paige Bueckers will be great this league, and I think she'll get better as she grows her game. And if she can shoot better from the 3, she's going to be a problem out there and a bucket getter. But the teams who deserve more love, in my opinion, are the Valkyries for growing this league in attendance, the Fever, and the Liberty. The top 3 in attendance, and they deserve more attention. That's just my personal opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the media putting Paige Bueckers on the face of this post about the growth in attendance in the WNBA. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.